In this video I show you how to make a sewing machine cover with handle opening. The sewing machine with built-in carry handle. First you need to take a few measurements of sewing machine body. To make it easier for you to cut out the details of the cover, make a simple pattern on paper. Note: you need to add to some measurements loose fit allowance. Take into account all small details during measurement. The biggest measurement of cover includes 3 measures of side part. We add these measurements and get the exact length of the upper fabric part. Now you can easily calculate how much fabric you need to sew a cover. For the body of my sewing machine, it is enough to buy half a meter of fabric 1 to 1.5 meters wide. Eco leather or a similar material is ideal for sewing a cover. You can also sew a cover from the remaining fabric. For example, I made the widest part of the cover in 2 parts. Connecting seam can be decorated with decorative stitching. Note: all details of the cover must be cut with seam allowances. To avoid mistakes, transfer your measurements from the paper pattern to the fabric before cutting. Don't forget to add the seam allowances. The upper corners of the cover side parts need to be slightly rounded. In this way, you can easily find and mark the middle of the cover parts. These are the dimensions of the main part of the cover with seam allowances. This big part also needs to find the middle and mark it. You need start to sew parts from the middle of the parts, aligning the marks. On the other side, on the contrary, you need to stitch from the edges of both details. At this stage, I recommend trying on the cover on a sewing machine and resizing it if necessary. It is advisable to cut the allowance, upper rounded line, with scissors only from the side of the larger part of the case. I recommend making a decorative stitch along this seam. Now you need to mark the hem of the bottom of the cover. The sewing machine cover is completely finished, but you need to make a hole for the built-in handle. Be careful when marking this hole. Usually the handle is not exactly in the middle. Now the cover is completely ready and your sewing machine will be reliably protected from dirt and dust.